Welcome to CDT day 134. Today is Wednesday, September 11th. It's about 5:30 p.m. and I am just getting back on trail on the CDT from Helena. So this episode will be about half of a recount and then the other half where I'm going to be hiking starting after making this clip. But the first half of this day, woke up at the America's Best Value Inn, stayed up watching some college football till about 10 a.m. Just enjoying my time there. Took a second shower and then got all my stuff collected and left. So I had no idea what was in store for the day. I had used the hotel phone to call everybody to let them know what was going on, my mom, my dad, and just trying to figure out everything. I was like, Mom, I need to know the address for this, the phone number for this, because I have nothing, All I have is a phone book. That doesn't help too much. So I really, you're dead in the water without a smartphone these days. So I got all this info from my mom and from my dad, and I decided that it looked like I was going to have to stay in town for another day or two while I waited for a new phone to come in the mail via my insurance claim, because I have insurance on my cell phone. So the stores wouldn't give me a new LG G6 and just swap them out, even though they had them in the store. Stupid policy. So I was upset that I was going to have to wait. So this morning, I get out and I decided to have breakfast at McDonald's. So I got some breakfast. I decided to go to Albertsons and do a resupply so that I wouldn't have to come back to it later, just in case. I also had no idea how long this next section was going to be, which, by the way, it's about 68 miles. That's about 3 days. I had no idea what it was going to be, so I resupplied for about 4.5, 5 days. So I'm going to have a lot of extra food today, or through this section, which is fine by me. I have no problem with eating extra food. But regardless, I can probably show you guys that resupply at some point when I get everything out. But yeah, I got my resupply done at Albertsons, got breakfast at McDonald's, then went over to Verizon. These people are the best at Go Wireless, Verizon, and Helena. They're incredibly helpful, super nice, and pretty much met every need that I had except for one thing that they had no control over. So I got my phone, and I asked them about this swap out that I knew I was going to have to do, probably stay another night in town, and they said, oh, you're eligible for an upgrade. Perfect. My phone, I didn't think it was paid off, but it was finally paid off. So I'm able to do an upgrade without changing how much getting charged per month. My father's getting charged per month, so that's exactly what I was looking for. So I upgraded my LG G6 to what you are seeing me filming on right now, which is the LG G7. And they upgraded that for me, and it turns out they had this promotion where I could get $100 worth of accessories included with this. So I got a screen protector on it. I got one of those pop sockets on the back just because it'll be easier to handle, so hopefully I won't be dropping the phone as much. And unfortunately they didn't have a case, so I'm gonna have to get my own case at some point pretty soon. But for the moment it should be okay because I have the screen protector, the pop socket, and this warranty thing that's going on with the phone that also came with the accessories. So anyways, I was worried about getting all my data switched over on my phone because I had a lot of stuff. Luckily, I had backed up all of my phone contacts, every text message from my last phone, my notes that I had in my notepad where I keep passwords and things, and a bunch of other app information and things like that, and all my Google accounts and email and stuff. So the setup was pretty easy, and the switch over worked out pretty well. I lost anything that I took as a photo or video in the past 3 days, which is only 3 days ago when I still had a working phone. So I lost some of that, and I lost some private stuff that's personal to me that I enjoyed to have, and that was gone. And then there's some other stuff, but 90 to 95% of my stuff is back, so I really can't complain. This worked out really well. I didn't have to spend $150 on a deductible just to get another LG G6. I get to upgrade to a newer, better version of the phone, higher quality, and keep the same price. And all I had to do is pay a $40 activation fee, which is kind of BS, but whatever. 40 bucks is better than 150. And I got these accessories with it. So after that, I went into a Dairy Queen and just spent several hours just setting things up on my phone. And then contacted, mom, dad, grandfather, friends, just, letting everybody know what the deal is. So now that everybody knows the deal, you know, I got all set. So I was like, hey, I'm showered, laundered, fed, watered. I have phone and everything set up, got my navigation and all that. So I'm good to go. There's no reason to stay in town. I'm not stuck anymore. So I called Bob Wood, the trail angel who brought me into town yesterday, and he was there in 10 minutes. It just right there. I texted him and said, hey, are you able to pick me up? He said, sure. And 10 minutes later, he was at the Dairy Queen to pick me up. So awesome guy. So he just brought me back out to McDonald Pass about 45 minutes ago. I've just been sitting here making all the recount videos that you've been seeing for the past 3 days. And he got me out here and I'm good to go. So that was pretty much my time in Helena up to this point. Any other crazy things that happened? Oh, I have an old boss in my environmental engineering firm who wants me back, and I've been putting off talking to him for quite a while because I'm still not sure whether or not I want to go back to work when I get home, or if I want to continue traveling and hiking for the next, you know, year or two. And to this point, I still don't know exactly. So I just sent him a very honest text that said, I'm looking to extend my travel. Unless you can, you know, make me a really good offer, I don't see any reason to stop doing that. So at the very least, I'm going to be traveling or hanging out and doing stuff until February of this year. And I'll be telling you guys my plans once we get closer to the end of the CDT. I don't want to say anything because nothing's completely official yet. But there are some things in the works that I think I might be able to share with you guys. But anyways, you know, I told him about that, and I said I'm not going to be able to reply for like 3 days. So obviously didn't hear anything back, but he'll probably be crafting a reply, and I'm not sure how it's going to go. I'm not sure if it'll be a screw you, you've been leading me on for months, or yeah, I want to offer you a competitive salary, you know, whatever. So we'll just see how my future moves along, I guess. I'm just kind of taking it day by day at this point. But I digress. That was everything that happened in Helena, all the way up to McDonald Pass. So now I'll just show you a couple clips of me starting at McDonald Pass and coming to where I am now. And then the rest of this day and the rest of this section is going to be back to normal. Just a usual video of me walking and some cool stuff. I don't plan on doing much today. It's, like I said, it's about 5:30 right now. So I only have about 2.5 hours of sunlight. So I don't know, 5-7 miles, something like that, set up camp and call it good to go. And then over the next 2 days, I'm just going to try to get as many miles in as I can, so that on that third morning I can get in really early into Lincoln and do a resupply, and then figure out what to do from there. Whether or not I stay somewhere or I just head back out to the trail, we'll figure that out. But right now, that is so far in the future, there's no point even thinking about it. The sun is starting to come out. The weather is supposed to be good for the next couple days, so I'm happy to see that I spent a very rainy day inside, and I'll have sunny days when I'm outside. So without further ado, thank you for being patient and watching my 2.5-3 days of trail recounts, and it's time to get back to some trail video of the CDT. I'm getting excited. Alright, there is McDonald Pass. So I'm just leaving that and continuing for a short road walk back onto the trail. And I'm in a bit of rain, but I'm told that the weather is improving and the next 3 days or so should be pretty nice and sunny and good temperature. So that'll make it great for this next section. It is 5 p.m. on Wednesday, September 11th, and I am back on the trail and on the move. Just got off the main highway and headed up this road. I see a nice big fat CDT marker, so that's a good sign. But also I want to draw your attention. How beautiful is that out there? Gorgeous. And it just goes all around. Man, this new camera is looking pretty slick. Everything's looking a little bit higher quality to me. Who knows if that'll actually come out in the video, but for now I'm pretty excited about it. This is the LG G7. Thank you. So working out pretty well so far. I'm happy with it. Starting with a decent little uphill up to top of a hill that I'm told is a ski slope. So, take this road a little way. I'll be happy to get away from the highway and into the woods. Everything's wet, unfortunately, so I'm gonna have a little bit of a wet night, but at least I won't be getting rained on. Only about a mile in for the day, and I've already had my Homer Simpson moment. Oh! Town food hit me, and it's time for a bathroom break. So I head into the woods, do the business, get everything buried and squared away. I walk about 100 feet, like an insulting distance, 100 feet or 200 feet, and there's a privy. Oh, what? Who hides a privy up in the woods? That is so cruel. Oh man. Oh well. At least I'm leaving no trace with that. But still hurts a little bit to know that there's a seat, a throne, if you will, just a stone's throw away from me. Oh well. At least I got my dope moment out of the way early. So that leaves the rest of the day wide open to possibilities. Look at the little Hassenpfeffer. Look at the little guy. So fluffy. I think he's a baby. He looks pretty immature. I can finally give the people what they've been waiting for. Beautiful panorama, and also for my benefit, a Verizon cell tower. I've never had better signal. Adding into this illustrious view is the city of Helena is down there, so that's what you've been looking at. And in addition, there's some beautiful views out here with the sun beams coming down through that foggy mist. It's just gorgeous. Really gorgeous. As I head down this hill, I should also mention that the climb was 1,000 feet. So right out of the gate from the highway, I had a 1,000-foot climb. It's starting to get a little later, right around 7:30 p.m. So I'm not expecting too much more than maybe 45 minutes of light. So after a quick little break, I'm going to head down maybe for another 2-3 miles and set up camp. It'd be nice if I got a little bit of this cell signal from the tower up on the hill down at camp. Watch a movie before bed or something. Unfortunately, since I switched over phones and my other one is still alive, it has all my Netflix downloads on it, and I tried doing Netflix downloads on this phone, and it says you have too many devices using downloads, so you can't download. And I was like, what? So now I got to figure out how to do that, but for now, no entertainment unless I can stay connected to the 4G when I get to camp. Just got a message back from Jesus. Turns out he is going to be in Lincoln tomorrow, and I'm not going to be in Lincoln for about 2 days, so it would appear and I'm about 1 full day to a day and a half behind him. I have one chance to meet back up with him. This next section after Lincoln, it goes straight to East Glacier. That's the two towns. And in between is just shy of 180 miles. The longest food carry on the entire CDT. But a lot of people do the extra miles and hike down a side trail to a place called Benchmark Ranch and either get a resupply there or they hitchhike from Benchmark Ranch into the town of Augusta and do the resupply there. My plan is to not go into Augusta and just carry 180 miles worth of food, which will probably be about a week. And Jesus, his backpack just can't handle that kind of weight and bulk, so he's going into Augusta. So basically, I have the opportunity to catch up that day and a half since I'm not going to Augusta, and I might see him again on trail. But if not, I wish him luck and congratulate him on finishing his Triple Crown. But I'm not going to say I'm not going to say it's over yet because there's still an opportunity. But for now, I'm flying solo to Lincoln. There is a bubble ahead of me. The 7 or so hikers that I saw yesterday left around 9:30, 10 this morning. And I left about 5 p.m. So I'm about half a day or more behind them. So there's a possibility I catch up to them as well. So there's hikers in my vicinity, people I could end up hiking with, but for now, pretty confident that I'm alone for about 10 to 15 miles in any direction. So, solo hiking out in the Montana wilderness. It's incredible how vibrant the moss looks on these trees. The trees are really dark right now because of the rain that's come through the past several days. And the moss is just like this really bright green. And the contrast just makes it pop as I walk down the trail. It's really incredible. I got my tent set up and everything just before dark, so didn't have to use the flashlight to set anything up, which is cool. I'm currently camped on a hillside so that I could still get some service on my phone. So I just had a nice long conversation with my mom, which is cool. And also had just had some dinner, mostly snacky stuff. I didn't cook anything. I don't have a lot of water, and the next water source isn't for a couple miles, so I'm just trying to conserve. But today's stats, I went exactly 6 miles in about 2 hours, so which seems about right. And then I did about 1,100 feet of climbing, so it's pretty much just 1,000 to get from the pass all the way up to the top of the hill there, and then another 100 up onto this hill here that I'm on. You'll see in the morning what it looks like. I'm kind of in this area that's just a giant meadow of like that tall, tan, kind of dead-looking tall grass, and it's pretty cool. But passed by a lot of cows, but also since I've set up my tent, I've heard elk bugling, so that is such a nice, cool surprise. Elk bugling is just one of the coolest calls an animal makes. It's one of my top favorite calls I can hear. It's just so cool, the sound that they make, and it's hard to capture on audio with the video because it's usually so far away. But I heard a couple calls last night, so I expect to hear some more tomorrow morning, which is really cool. For now, I'm just enjoying having some internet, and I'm watching some videos, and about to head to bed soon. I think it's like 9:30 p.m. right now, so I got in pretty early. And then tomorrow should be a decently big day as I make my way towards Lincoln, Montana. So that is the end of the day, and I will catch you guys tomorrow.